Tiffany Smiley. Welcome to you both. I like to read, Brianna. I don't mind. A good book is great. I have never found one of these kinds of books to be good, mostly because they just seem so like virtue signaling preachy to me. What do you think?
Yeah, but that's the exact purpose of these types of books. The reason all these, possible 2028 contenders are coming out with books is because they know that Democrats have lost the trust of the American people vis-a-vis their horrible policies and the consequences of those policies. So when you consider that, you say, okay, there's not a good chance the voters are going to turn out for me. But what's one way you can win back trust of voters and get them to turn out to the polls for you? You have to make yourself seem relatable, right? You got to give yourself that new moral credibility. So all of these books are designed to create these new characters for these Democrats so that people don't focus on the policy. They try to more focus on just, this is a cool guy, a Christian just like me. We watch the same football team. That's the whole purpose of this. And Andy Bashir, he's going to make his entire book about Christianity. The only reason Christianity is relatable today is because of Christian conservatives like Charlie Kirk, because it was Andy Bashir's own party, Obama, in 2008 that said Republicans cling to their Bibles and their guns. That was their MO. So they're just trying to ride the wave that conservatives started into the White House vis-a-vis these books.
Tiffany, I think she's got some really good points there. I was actually taking a look at some polling about some of these candidates who've recently come out with books, Kamala Harris being one of them, Gavin Newsom. One thing that I found absolutely stunning is that according to Real Clear Politics, Kamala Harris is leading the pack among all of the authors of these books. I mean, by a long shot, her polling approval, she's leading with 31%, Gavin Newsom, 22%. So what gives? Do we give credit to the book that she put out about the 2024 election? How is she doing it? Because you'd think that people would have learned about her.
Right. Well, you mean her excuse tour? That's pretty much what her book entailed. And thank goodness her ghostwriter wrote the book better than Kamala speaks. Her word salads were quite entertaining, but I think we need to remember that Kamala didn't win a single swing state. So this is the state of the Democrat Party. And, when I'm thinking of maybe some of the others that might write books, if AOC writes a book, I would love to see a book from AOC on foreign policy. Wouldn't that be interesting? And it's nice that Bashir is writing a book about faith. But the fact of the matter is Democrats, the Democrat Party of today will wildly reject and has widely rejected conservative, moderate Democrats. I think this is the most wide open Democrat primary that we have seen since 2008, perhaps, when Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama began to introduce themselves. So it's more than just writing. It's not about writing. They have a fundamental problem, and that problem is the Democrats do not know how to talk to the American people. They don't even know what a woman is, and they continue to defend illegal criminals over the American people.
I want to get to this as well. Students across America walking out of classes to protest ICE. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt announcing the suspension of 122 students involved in an anti-ICE walkout. Over in Texas, Governor Greg Abbott suggesting that state funding could be stripped from school districts. Brianna, I think these teachers that encourage their students to go to these protests, they might feel good about it, but they are doing their students, many of whom can't read and write and do math at grade level, such an injustice.
Yeah, and then a lot of these students, look, these are teenagers. Some of them are even in middle school, and they are being pulled into these really hot-butted issues that people who have been doing politics for 40 years are still debating. And so these young people are going out and protesting, not understanding the complexities of these issues, not having the maturity to understand. And schools are places where you should learn things like reading and critical thinking, and clearly that's not going on, because if these students could read well, they would read about Romans and mass migration. They would read the founders in mass migration. If they were capable of critical thinking, they would understand mass lawlessness is bad. So schools really need to reevaluate what they're doing with their students for 8 hours a day.
Tiffany, what do you think about schools potentially losing funding? Some of these are public schools, so